In the wake of two separate shootings in movie theaters, some moviegoers are concerned about their safety. Our own Raymond Tubb is sitting down with Bibb County Sheriff David Davis to discuss that. Raymond.
It's certainly been in the news a lot tonight, and we are joined by Sheriff David Davis live in our studio. And Sheriff, I guess, first of all, what kind of response plan does your department have in place if there is a mass shooting situation?
Well, we're always training our deputies to be able to respond to an active shooter situation, because most of the time it's going to be that deputy on patrol, the main frontline officer, that's going to get that initial call. So we train all the time, and with these most recent shootings, and look, they've been in the southeastern part of the United States, so we have redoubled our training to where that every uniformed officer is going to get a refresher course through the next few weeks and months, so that we're going to make sure that we're trained up and they know exactly what to do.
I know my wife and I were talking about it, is that we're certainly going to be more knowledgeable, or I guess more sure of where the exits are when we're in movie theaters and things now than we were in the past. But if you're in such a place, I guess that's one thing you need to do, is make sure you know a way out. But secondly, do you make a run for it, or do you hide? What's the best option?
Well, the people say to run, and as you go out in the way the law enforcement come in, but go out with your hands up to show that you're not a threat. But run. If you cannot run, hide. If you can get under a seat, get in a room, lock the door, and as a last resort, and if you're confronted, fight.
So that's, I guess, your final advice is, if the shooter does find you, then you've got to fight your way out.
You've got to fight with whatever you may have available.
Of course, another thing I was reading today is Homeland Security reminds everybody that the first thing that law enforcement is doing is trying to get the shooter, so they're not trying to help the injured. So if you're injured or you're trying to help an injured person, what do you do?
You can help the injured person, a normal citizen, but understand law enforcement, because of these active shooters, the response is a little bit different. We are there to neutralize the threat as soon as possible, because in other shooting situations, the faster that law enforcement gets on the scene and gets in there and looks, the faster a resolution. A lot of times law enforcement takes care of the subject, or either the suspect will kill themselves if they see law enforcement come in. So that is our #1 priority, is to neutralize the threat.
Well, good advice, and certainly a lot more for people to think about as they're out and about around town now.